We continue our off-season interviews with the Prince George Cougars, and we're now pleased to be joined by Ford Carlin Dezainde, who's joining us from Calgary, Alberta. Carlin, great to see you again, man. Been a couple months. How are things going? I'm assuming fairly busy as we are now getting into the dog days, I guess they call it, of the off-season.
Yeah, no, it's been definitely been nice to be home and spend time with the family, but it's been busy with training and I'm finishing up school right now and stuff like that. So it's been good.
You mentioned training. I know a lot of guys go through some pretty crazy days. What's a day like for you right now? When do you get back on the ice, or maybe you have been back already? I guess what's training like for you right now?
Yeah, I've been kind of going since I've been home. I returned to my home school there at Edge for School for Athletes. So while I'm finishing up my school there, I was skating with the midget prep team and working out there and stuff. But I just started my Gary Roberts program not long ago, so getting started with that. Hope to head out there this summer, and but yeah, just been kind of going since I've been home, trying to get ready for next season. So
I was gonna say, did you get much downtime once the season ended? I know there's a couple guys that maybe take a couple days or maybe a week off and they get right back at it. Was that kind of the same for you?
yeah, I usually take about a week, 5 days, to relax and let the body recover, especially after playoffs. To grind, that's grind time. So definitely some recovery days, but not too much time off.
Do you ever get a chance to do anything other than, whether it's training or skating, or what are maybe some hobbies you have in the summer when you maybe do get some downtime, whether it's on the weekends or what have you?
Yeah, I'm a big golfer. I love to golf. I golf most days. I probably played 20 rounds since I've been home about. So I've been golfing a lot. That's time consuming for sure. But other than that, just spending time with the family, with the parents, and I got a lot of siblings too. I got five sisters and a brother, so spending lots of time with them and just taking advantage of that.
What's the go-to course in Calgary?
Definitely Mackenzie Meadows because it's right behind my house. Like I basically live on it. Um, so that's my go-to for sure. But Willow Park, I love to play there. I play Country Hills with my buddies quite a bit. So there's a few that I've been out to this year, but Mackenzie's definitely my go-to.
The Obviously the season's over. It's been a couple months since the season came to a close. You probably got to digest it a little bit more. Maybe just your thoughts on the season, Des, in 22-23. Really a lot of good things, for yourself, for the team. And it just seemed like all in all a fun year. You fall in the second round, but maybe just some general thoughts on how the season went from your lens.
Yeah, no, I think like you said, like taking time to kind of assess the season personally and from a team perspective as well. Like I think, there's so many positives to take away from our group this year. And like I've always kind of talked about the culture that we have in our room. And that's something that is so key in winning teams and championship teams. And that's something that we really focused on building last year. And I think that's going to be something that's really going to help us going into next season. But this year was so much fun. I had a blast, especially getting to spend every day with your best buddies, right? So I thought, so many positives to take away from last season for sure. And now it's just, taking those positives and bringing them into next season.
You mentioned culture, and you look at the roster coming into next year. There's a lot of returning players. It's a veteran team now. It's not necessarily a really young team. You got a lot of guys that have a lot of years in the league and a lot of familiar faces. And just
Yeah.
piggybacking off your comment about the culture, it's got to be really, I guess, comforting coming into next year.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it's more of a veteran team now. And we've all spent quite a bit of time together, especially over the last couple of years. So yeah, it's good. And those new guys that come in next year, whether they're younger or older, it's all about assimilating those guys into the room and making them a part of the team and a part of the culture. And I think we have a really good foundation with the group that's been here. So just kind of expanding on that and making sure everybody's a part of the culture is super important. So
It seems like a very exciting team, obviously, but a lot of players, they all have goals on what they want to do into the next year. I guess from your side, Carlin, what are maybe some things that you hope to maybe improve on, or some things that I guess you want to work on heading into again a big 23-24 season?
yeah, I mean, I think definitely, in the second half we had a lot of guys step up and really dedicate themselves to their play and their success. And for me, like I thought, I progressively got better throughout the second half. And going into the off season, I think that was just kind of something that I wanted to build on. I was contributing more for sure. Um, and my game is pretty gritty and grind it out. So keeping that is super important to me. I think that's what kind of makes me me. But working on that skill part is definitely a big thing that I want to focus on this summer. And obviously, just getting bigger and stronger and faster. Um, so a lot of good things to work on this summer, lots to focus on. So it's keeping me busy, but it's good.
You mentioned the gritty side and the skill side of things, and I felt like the team in general last year had a lot of that all throughout the lineup. Was there maybe a guy or two you could single out that maybe you learned from a tidbit or two, throughout the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, looking back at last year's roster and the guys we brought in, everyone contributes something different. And like you said, like gritty versus skill kind of thing. Like it's important to have balance on your team, right? You need a little bit of both. So, but I think, one guy that I learned a lot from for sure was Weeb. He man, that guy hits like a truck, but he's a good player. He's talented. So he's got that grit part to his game and he can also put the puck in the net and make a play when it's there. So he's definitely someone that, I kind of looked up to for the second half of the year and took a lot from him. But there's quite a few guys, like you take something different from everybody throughout the season. Everybody's got something to contribute or something they're really good at. So Weeb was definitely a big one, but Dubinsky was probably another one. Fisher O'Brien, probably a big one for me, just that guy's such a team guy and he's so dedicated to doing what he has to win. He's good at his job. So we all have that and we need to be the best at what we do.
Carlin, appreciate the time, man. Great to see you again, and we can't wait to see you at camp. And best of luck with the rest of your summer. And again, can't wait to see you in the fall.
Yeah, awesome. It was great chatting, Cole.